What is Project Bluebeam? The term Project Bluebeam first appeared in the 1990s, when Canadian journalist Serge Monast published a series of controversial articles and books claiming that NASA, together with the United Nations, was preparing a massive psychological operation. According to Monast, the ultimate goal was nothing less than the creation of a new world order, controlled by a single government and a single religion. How would they achieve this? By faking nothing less than the second coming of Christ or a massive alien invasion, using advanced holographic technology capable of projecting giant images in the sky. In this introduction, it is important to highlight the mystery. How could such an idea take shape in the minds of conspiracy theorists? Why would governments want to simulate an extraterrestrial contact? To understand Project Bluebeam, we need to dig deeper into human psychology, political agendas, and, of course, the growing technological advances in holograms and mind control techniques. Monast described 4 main phases of this project, each one darker and more disturbing than the last. These stages range from the destruction of traditional beliefs to the creation of a universal religion, culminating in a supposed global government led by a messianic figure. Even though many dismiss this theory as pure science fiction, the very possibility awakens fear, curiosity, and fascination. After all, history has shown that governments are capable of manipulating masses in ways that seemed unthinkable at the time. Could Project Bluebeam be another hidden chapter in the story of control? The 4 phases of Project Bluebeam. According to Serge Monast, Project Bluebeam would unfold in 4 stages. Fase 1. Debreadon of knowledge. This would involve earthquakes and accidental discoveries that discredit traditional religions and beliefs. The idea would be to show humanity that what they have always believed in was, in fact, a lie. Archaeological evidence could be manipulated to rewrite history and destroy faith in institutions. Phase 2. The Great Holographic Show. In this stage, enormous 3D holograms would appear in the sky, tailored to each culture. In Christian countries, people would see Jesus. In Muslim regions, the Prophet Muhammad. In Buddhist nations, the figure of Buddha. All of these would later merge into one single divine figure, announcing the creation of a new universal religion. Phase 3. Telepathic communication. Through advanced technology, voices would be transmitted directly into people's minds, making them believe they were hearing a divine being speaking personally to them. This would create mass hysteria and a collapse of individual rationality. Phase 4. The ultimate event. Finally, governments would simulate an alien invasion or the second coming of Christ. This final act would convince humanity that the only way to survive would be to submit to a new world government. The question that remains is, how much of this is technological possibility and how much is fiction? Technology, control, and reality. When Monast published his theories, holograms and artificial intelligence were still in their infancy. Today, however, technology has advanced to levels that make some aspects of Project Bluebeam sound disturbingly plausible. Drones can create synchronized light shows in the sky. Augmented reality and AI-generated voices can simulate almost any identity. Military projects, often secret, have been experimenting with psychological manipulation techniques for decades. One of the most chilling aspects of Project Bluebeam is how it connects with real fears, mass surveillance, disinformation campaigns, and the possibility of a technologically driven fake apocalypse. Imagine millions of people looking at the sky and seeing the same divine figure, or hearing the same voice in their heads. Even if it were just a simulation, the impact would be catastrophic. People could riot, governments could collapse, and faith as we know it could be rewritten overnight. It is precisely this mix of technology, fear, and manipulation that makes Project Bluebeam one of the most intriguing conspiracy theories of all time. Truth or manipulation? So, is Project Bluebeam a real plan, or just the fruit of an overactive imagination? Skeptics argue that Serge Monast's theory is nothing more than science fiction disguised as conspiracy. However, the elements he described, psychological warfare, propaganda, and the use of technology to control the masses, are undeniably real and have been used throughout history. Even if Bluebeam as described does not exist, its popularity reveals something deeper: humanity's fear of manipulation, of losing control over faith, freedom, and truth itself. Whether it is through religion, aliens, or technological illusions, what lies behind this theory is the question. Who really controls what we believe? And now I want to hear from you. Do you think Project Bluebeam is just a conspiracy theory, or could governments actually stage an alien invasion to manipulate humanity? Leave your opinion in the comments, because the truth may be closer and scarier than we imagine.